Hey, good morning boys and girls. Welcome back to another video. So as you may or may not be aware, the last few weeks or month, I've been actually going and doing some video on some of the best pliers on the market for the money. Now today, I'm actually going to be showing you the top tier plier on the market, and that would be the titanium pliers. Yes, they are a little bit more expensive and really expensive in some instances, which we'll talk about, but you really get what you pay for in this particular case, and I want to show you some of the best ones on the market, including the Gomexus, the Van Staal, and the Premio by Danco. So let's come in a little closer and I'll show you some of the minute differences or the differences and which plier we like the most. So before we jump in and I show you everything about the plier, we're going to start right from the very beginning. I mean, the plier and the sheaths. So as you can tell, all of the pliers actually come with a high quality sheath. Now what you're going to notice is they're a little different color and they have a little different lanyard, and which we'll talk more about in just a moment. But for example, the Van Staal is a darker maroon color. They are a belt only sheath. The Premio 7-inch, they have a lighter maroon or red color. And when you turn these over, these have a belt only sheath. The Gomexus has that light brown leather, and when you turn these over, they actually have a clip, which, as you know, I prefer. And then the smaller Premio pliers are 6.5 inches. When you turn these over, these are also a maroonish color, a little darker, but they have a belt only sheath. Now for me, the one that wins this particular category is going to be the Gomexus, because that guy right there makes them that much more useful to me. I don't usually wear belt loops out on the water, so I can clip that on to anything. All right, so the Van Staals are missing a lanyard, so I can't really talk about that. But on the Premio pliers, you're going to see that this has a stretchy cord, and it's a straight stretchy cord. So the pro with this is that your line doesn't really snag on it. Like when I'm on the boat, my fishing line doesn't snag on the coils like you see on the Gomexus. But you have a lot more excess of line hanging, so it can snag on other things when you're walking around the boat. So the benefit of the coiled lanyard, obviously, is it's a lot more compact and it's smaller, but I do find, and it has the tendency as I walk around, or my fishing line on my rod will get caught in those coils every now and then. So that's a really insignificant thing, but I mean, when you're looking at these, you know, you want to know all about the minute things, so that's what we're covering. So one thing that's important out there when you have titanium pliers, your hands are wet, you're going to want to have a good grip on your plier. The Premio plier has some small divots here, not a whole lot of extra texture to hold on to, and you'll see that on both Staal pliers for the Premio Danco. The Gomexus has went above and beyond by really cutting out quite a few grooves on both the upper and lower end of those pliers. Really going to help you hold on to those pliers a little better, in my opinion. And of course, the Van Staal, they are the most basic and you know, probably the slipperiest of them all. They didn't provide you anything. Although these finger indentions are fairly thick, I'm not going to lie, I mean, it does feel good in the hand because it fits perfectly with your fingers. I just feel like they'd still be slick with a wet hand. All right, so let's talk about size. Now, some people want larger pliers, some people want smaller pliers. Now, the good thing about that is a lot of these companies, Gomexus, Danco, and Van Staal, actually give you the option for smaller or larger sizes. So this comparison isn't going to matter too much, because you can get a 7 or 7.5 inch, a 7 or 7.5 inch plier off their website. But with what I have today, you're going to be able to see that the Van Staal is considerably larger. Not only is it larger, it's more robust. It's wider, it has wider grips, it has wider cutters, but they are also very, very heavy. They're also spring loaded, meaning that they'll instantly pop back open when you let the handles go, as you can see there. But these are extremely robust, very, very heavy in my opinion. I mean, obviously titanium is a lighter element, so it's not as heavy as, say, steel. But if you're looking for a big plier that's super thick, great for bigger hands, Van Staal might be your best choice. Now, going down the line here, you have the Premio. Now, what's nice about these is they too are fairly robust. They have the short nose, just like the Van Staals, and they have this nice halo hinge. These also are spring loaded, so they're gonna pop back open instantaneously. And their cutter is not as large as what you see on the Van Staal. These fit very nicely in the hand. Now, one thing I notice about short nose pliers is that when you have a fish that's gullet hooked or something like that, it has a tendency to be a lot more challenging to get out, especially in a timely manner. The whole reason for that is you want to be able to dehook your fish quickly, so that way the mortality rate declines. These are you're going to struggle a little bit more with that very, very short nose. Moving over, the Gomexus pliers are considerably lighter than the two pliers that I've held today. So they're thinner, they're lighter, and they look very, very nice. Now, I don't know how long, or their longevity, I don't know how much they will do, how well they will do over time, but they are titanium. They have a much longer nose here, so you can get down in there. They also offer an opportunity with this split ring. So whenever you're changing hooks or lures as they rust out, you could change them using that split ring assist right there. These two are spring loaded with titanium hardware inside of these particular pliers. But these are very, very light, guys. And when I tell you light, they are extremely light. Moving over, now these are the Dancos. These are like the 6.5 inch, and these are the long nose. Now these are awesome, guys, because they do have the extended nose. They have a great cutter, the halo hinge. These two are spring loaded, but these are also very, very light, very comparable to the Gomexus as in light wise. Now you're gonna lose a lot more grip here. I mean, look at that difference in the grip. I mean, you're losing what, over an inch in your grip. So if you have really big hands, these are probably not going to be the plier that you're going to want to use. So you want to make sure that you're considering these things before you go ahead and spend the money. Now, speaking of that, the cost of these particular pliers is pretty astronomical. These Van Staals are $400. Now, to me, guys, for what you get with the other pliers, I would probably immediately eliminate these particular pliers just because of the cost. Here we are with the Danco Premio short nose. These are going to be $180, somewhere right around there. So over half, you literally cut the price in half from the Van Staals, instantly making them a much better option. And let me tell you, these have a lifetime warranty. So the Gomexus Titanium Pliers, once again, right at that $180 mark. So what I like about Danco and Gomexus is they're actually being much more competitive with pricing, and they're offering warranties that you really can't shun away from. You know, Danco and Gomexus have been around a long time. They're backing their product for $180. I just don't see how Van Staal could compete with these guys. I think a lot of guys get hung up on this right here. Yeah, the logo, I'm gonna say it. Some of you guys have to be cute out there with your nice little loafers and your Van Staal reel and your Van Staal logos. But to be honest with you, if you're not paying for the logo, you're gonna have a premium product in any of these that I show you here today. But small cutters on these, again, lightweight, long nose, $180, lifetime warranty, great product. Now moving over, again, these products the Danco products are very, very good. Longer nose, shorter handle. If you have small hands, I would not go this route, but you may want to go the Danco route with the longer bill, or the Gomexus has a nice grip, I think, for both smaller and larger hands. and it's very thin and lightweight. So I want to say that each plier comes with tungsten cutters. Now here's one thing that I like that really set Gomexus apart from the 4 that I'm showing you today. They actually, for the $179 price point, came with 3 additional tungsten cutters. Now if you don't know, those tungsten cutters are like $20, $25 each, and they usually last about a year from my experience, at least sharp enough to where you could cut braid, mono, and everything. So that is essentially going to give you sharp cutters for up to 3 years because they supply those additional cutters at no extra cost to you. Again, the Gomexus is $180. So the Van Staal is more of like a utilitarian tool, more robust. They all are anti-rust, they're titanium. A lot of the hardware, especially on the Gomexus, internal hardware are titanium. A lot of plier companies don't really go above and beyond with the internal components and make sure those are anti-rust. So kudos to Gomexus for doing that and adding the additional cutters. I think that's a very, very good thing. And again, if I had to choose, I would personally eliminate the Van Staals because of the cost alone. And my choice would be down to the Gomexus and the Danco Premio pliers. These 2 pliers here would be my top choice, and it's because of quality, the anti-corrosion, the sharp and durable cutters, the ergonomics and grips that's been considered, the lightness of the plier itself, and of course the affordability at $179 and the guaranteed warranty over time. You really can't beat that for the price. It's really good stuff, guys. And then of course, one of the things that Premio or Danco has to do, they have to get these right. And that clip makes a world of difference. I continuously want to gravitate towards the Gomexus because I can actually wear them. The clip oftentimes is what determines whether I'm using these pliers or another brand like Danco. So Danco's really got to step it up with this particular thing. I know that seems insignificant, but I don't know anyone personally that just wears belt loops on the water every time they go fishing. We're not going to church, boys. Anyway, and this ain't a Bell's catalog. We're actually fishermen, so we need that clip. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video on the top tier or best titanium plier on the market in 2024. If you did, make sure you give a thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe. Hey guys, you have a lot of great options. It's at some point, it's up to you as to which one you feel is the best bang for the buck. And you got my opinion. So I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, I'll see you on the water.